Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey, and Redemption Song, a Pan-African vision. There are songs that entertain. There are songs that make us dance. And then there are songs that become history themselves. Songs that carry the weight of centuries, the hopes of millions, and the unbreakable vision of freedom. Bob Marley's Redemption Song is one of those rare creations. Born from the heart of Jamaica, it echoes the voice of Marcus Garvey, the prophet of Pan-Africanism, and it travels across oceans, across generations, and across struggles. To Africa, to the diaspora, to every soul yearning for liberation. To understand Redemption Song, we must first understand Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Born in Jamaica in 1887, Garvey grew up in a colonial world where Black people were taught to see themselves as inferior. But Garvey rejected this lie. He preached a gospel of pride, dignity, and unity for all people of African descent. He told Africans in the diaspora, "Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery, for none but ourselves can free our minds." These words, spoken in the 1930s, would one day find their way into the lyrics of Bob Marley's final masterpiece. Garvey was not just a thinker, he was a doer. He founded the Universal Negro Improvement Association, the UNIA, which called for African unity and self-determination. He dreamed of a continent free from colonial domination, where Africans could govern themselves and reclaim their cultural identity. His teachings inspired millions across the world and planted the seeds of the Pan-African movement, a movement that continues to grow today. Jamaica, though small, has always been a giant in the story of freedom. From the days of slavery, when enslaved Africans rebelled in the mountains, to the rise of reggae as a voice of the oppressed, Jamaica has been a bridge between Africa and her children scattered around the world. It is no accident that Marcus Garvey came from Jamaica. And it is no accident that Bob Marley, too, carried this Pan-African flame. Jamaica's history is a testament to resilience. The Maroons, escaped slaves who built free communities in the mountains, resisted colonial forces for decades. The spirit of resistance was passed down through generations. Rastafari emerged as a spiritual and cultural movement, connecting Jamaica to Africa through faith, identity, and a vision of liberation. The coronation of Haile Selassie I of Ethiopia became a symbol of hope, a reminder that Africa could rise again. Robert Nesta Marley, born in 1945 in the small town of 9 Mile, was more than a musician. He was a prophet with a guitar, a poet of the oppressed, and a Pan-Africanist with dreadlocks and a smile that hid great pain. Through reggae, Marley told the story of Africa's children, the pain of slavery, the fight against Babylon, and the hope of redemption. In songs like Africa Unite, Zimbabwe, and War, Marley called for African unity and resistance. But in Redemption Song, he went deeper. He stripped away the band, the rhythm, the drums, and left only his voice and his guitar. It was his final testimony, his will, his gift to Africa and the world. Let us now listen closely to the words of Redemption Song. Every line is a lesson. Every verse is a history book compressed into poetry. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. Here, Marley directly quotes Marcus Garvey. It is a call for self-liberation. It reminds us that freedom is not just political, but mental. It is about freeing ourselves from the chains of doubt, oppression, and fear. None but ourselves can free our minds. This line speaks to Pan-African self-determination. No external power can give Africa its liberation. The responsibility lies within Africa and her people. Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. Even in the face of global threats, even in the nuclear age, the march of African liberation cannot be stopped. History moves forward. Justice and freedom cannot be delayed forever. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? From Garvey to Malcolm X, from Lumumba to Nkrumah, prophets of freedom have been silenced, but their spirit lives on. Marley reminds us that the struggle requires vigilance, courage, and action. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? A call to action, a plea for unity. Music becomes resistance. Music becomes a way to educate, inspire, and mobilize. Marley's song is not just to be heard, it is to be joined in chorus by all who yearn for freedom. Although sung by one man with one guitar, Redemption Song is bigger than Bob Marley. It is a Pan-African anthem. It speaks to Jamaicans remembering their slave past. It speaks to Ghanaians recalling the dream of Kwame Nkrumah. It speaks to South Africans resisting apartheid. It speaks to African Americans marching in the civil rights movement. It speaks to every African soul, wherever they may be. The power of Redemption Song lies in its ability to connect Africa with her diaspora. Jamaica's struggles were Africa's struggles. The chains that bound enslaved Africans in Kingston were the same chains that bound their brothers and sisters in Ghana, Nigeria, Angola, and South Africa. When Bob Marley sang, he was not just singing for Jamaica, he was singing for Africa. He was singing for all of us. Marcus Garvey passed away in 1940. Bob Marley passed away in 1981. But their words, their visions, their songs live on. Redemption Song is not just history, it is prophecy. It reminds us that freedom is not given, it is taken. It reminds us that unity is our weapon. And it reminds us that Africa's redemption is still a task for us to complete. As Bob Marley's voice sings songs of freedom, we are reminded that this struggle is not over. Africa still seeks full liberation, economic, cultural, and spiritual. And in every protest, in every gathering, in every heart that beats for justice, the words of Garvey and Marley echo, "Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds." This is the Pan-African vision. This is the Redemption Song. And now, friends, if this message of freedom, unity, and liberation moved your spirit, join us on this journey. Like this video, share it with your friends, and comment below with your thoughts, your reflections, your stories, your own songs of freedom. Subscribe to the New World Playbook, where we connect the past to the present, Jamaica to Africa, and music to the movement. Together, we can write the next chapter in the ongoing story of liberation.